Hello, welcome. My name is Nsiku Banda. So I'm in this man cave. I love this man cave. It's beautiful. It's all made out of wood, pallet. You can see it's all pure wood. I made up all this by myself, gathered all the pallets, put insulation behind these pallets, and it's looking good. It's absolutely looking good, and it's very warm in here. So one of these days I'm going to put up a video just to show how I did it. You can provide one or two tips. It's really, really cool. You put electricity, you've got a little fridge, a little telly. It's a good man cave, you know. And one thing I've seen and I've found as well is women love a partner who is hands-on. You know, it's something that is very, very helpful. You know, if a woman or if your partner knows that you're one of those that is hands-on, whether it's DIY or whether it's gardening or whatever it is. I think there's something that does to women. Obviously, not hands in the wrong places, if you know what I mean. But, you know. Anyway, the reason why I'm here this afternoon is to talk about Malawi. Malawi has spoken. Oh, my God. Let's just have a look at what is happening in Malawi. Look at that jubilation. Now, the people have spoken. After 5 years, they've booted Lazarus Chakwera, and the people have chosen to return Peter Mutharika to State House at the age of 85. Now, why 85? Why have they chosen to bring Mr. Mutharika back into power? Now, according to this, the answer lies in daily life. You know, prices in Malawi, things had gone apparently very, very bad. Inflation was over the roof, prices, fuel shortages, things had become unaffordable. And I think people were growing increasingly dissatisfied with the way of life in Malawi. And I think what also didn't help was the devastation of the cyclone not long ago that saw all the crops get damaged and everything. And sometimes these things do happen, but there's always going to be a tendency of blaming leadership when such kind of things happen. So in moments like these, the voters rarely reward ambition, they punish hardship. Mr. Chakwera came to power with big promises. And I think there are lots of things that have happened with him from the time that his vice president died in a plane accident. There were all those issues. People weren't too sure whether this was something that was done within the administration or, you know. So I think he started losing popularity over time. And then also the cost of living in Malawi, things are unaffordable. There are fuel shortages in Malawi. You know, the kwacha has plummeted. People can't get jobs, and things are just not the way things were prior to him, you know. So I think people have had enough for them to have gone back to experience, and they've gone back to Mr. Peter Mutharika, who is not only a veteran politician, but he's old, you know, he's 85 years old. And I'm sure people don't mind that. They've gone for experience, they've gone for somebody who is familiar, and this is what it is. And I think a lot of people have also accused Mr. Lazarus Chakwera of losing touch with reality, losing touch with the voters, losing touch with people that are actually suffering on the ground. So there's this little clip that I'm going to play for you. I want you to listen to this particular clip that Mr. Chakwera said, and I quote, in his own words, this man said, "Stop sending me messages. I cannot solve all Malawians' problems alone." So I don't think this message was taken very well by the public, because it showed a kind of disconnect between the president, or between Mr. Chakwera himself and the people. So
as we speak, I have well over 500 messages on my phone requesting that I run each family for them as president.
So in 2025, they reached back for a name they knew, Mr. Mutharika. So for many, the choice was less about inspiration and more about stability, you know, familiarity, and the hope that an old hand could steady the ship. But so, what do we know about Mr. Peter Mutharika? So, Mr. Peter Mutharika is the younger brother to the late Bingu wa Mutharika. He spent much of his life abroad, a Yale-trained lawyer and a professor. So, when he returned home, he stepped into politics. He served as a Minister of Justice, as a Minister of Education, and Foreign Affairs Minister. So, he ruled for 6 years until Malawi's court announced his disputed 2019 victory. So, the first annulment of its kind in Africa. So the man was defeated in the 2020 rerun, and many thought his career was over. And yet in 2025, the man has made a tremendous comeback, and it's mainly out of people's frustration, and he's possibly rode onto that tide of people's frustration, and this seems to have taken him back into power, back to State House, and he's currently now the president-elect of Malawi from the 16th of September 2025. So Mutharika's return is more than personal resilience. It reflects a wider African paradox, a young continent that is so often turns back to its oldest leaders. So this is not something new. Particularly in Africa, we've seen a lot of leaders that have always returned. They've always looked at the older leaders. I mean, if we look at Zambia, it's the same thing. Recently we had Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, may he so rest in peace. He recently died, and we are currently having issues with the burial because of what is going on with the family members. The family members would like to fulfill the wish of the late to bury the body in South Africa, and so there's a legal case going on between the state and Mr. Lungu's family, and we can only hope and pray that this gets resolved as quickly as possible so that the man should rest in peace. This is very important. So, as we've seen, this is not new. We've always had leaders even at the age of 85, from Malawi to Cameroon to Zimbabwe to Nigeria. The corridors of power are always filled with men in their 70s or 80s. And some have succeeded, and some have failed, and some have given up. And it's a psychology of survival. That's how I see it. So in times of crisis, I believe people trust experience over potential, because young people are not always seen as serious as the older people who have the right experience and so on. But then again, I think things are shifting here, because if you look at the way things have happened in the Sahel states currently, you've got Ibrahim Traore that has defied everybody's expectations. He's exceeded expectations of the people. This is a man that is only 37, 38 years old, but if you look at the achievements that he's done, it's unprecedented. This is a man that has given the West a lot of headache. He's kicked out the French. He's done what a lot of people never thought a 37, 38 year old man would do. So I think sometimes in Africa, these are the kinds of leaders that we need to embrace. And I think we really need to start thinking seriously about the shift in terms of relying on older leaders. Now, I do appreciate the fact that in Africa, it's a common thing. People respect the elders, and it's normal for our society to always, respect the elders because of their wisdom and because of, their experience. And we listen to elders. This is who we are as a people. But I think it's high time, particularly when it comes to matters of leadership, to start looking at ways of moving forward to elect young people that are bold in their thinking, they are bold in their vision, they are bold in whatever they want to do, and I think it's important. Even in the Caribbean, we've got very young leaders there. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is fairly new. He was sworn in sometime this year. I think he's only probably 51 or 52, somewhere around there. He's a young man, energetic, he looks good, he makes good decisions, and this is what we need. Look at Mr. Boko, the African warrior, you see. These are people that are shaping Africa. Yet Mr. Peter Mutharika, we cannot dismiss him. As we all know, some of these people pull the shots from, and who knows, he may have the right strategies, he may have the right approach, to Malawi's current crisis, in terms of food shortages, fuel shortages, the kwacha has plummeted, or the farmers don't have any inputs. So this is something that we are happy for Malawi, and we'll see how this goes. So for now, Malawi has chosen memory over renewable, and it's put its fate in the hands of an 85-year-old man. And I've no doubt, he's a brilliant man, he's an intelligent man, he's somebody that has got experience, and he will make it. And we hope that he does, because Malawi deserves better than it is now. Thank you. Until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.